There are many goals I have planned for this video. That's right, I have two. The first one will be making a mineshaft, because so far I've only found one diamond. I needed to change that, but I didn't just want to make a hole through the middle of the world. I wanted this mining experience to be at least somewhat more enjoyable and creative, so I decided that I should build at least an entryway into a mineshaft, and maybe like a small little lobby. For this build, I just needed blossomwood and deep slate since I was trying to follow the theme and aesthetic thus far. I came up with the idea to make the entryway sort of like a hobbit hole-esque type of thing. My vision was a huge old round door that is followed by a short hallway into a substantially small sized room. That room connected to a flight of stairs down into the depths of the mine. I got to build it and I think it turned out quite good. I think something that would probably like spruce it up a bit would be redstone lamps, but that's exactly why I needed to get diamonds, and this mine set me up for that. The hardest part of making the mines was going down. Diamonds are like level 5 to 16, and that's very broad. But can you guess what my Y level was initially? Yeah, it was at like Y level 140 or something like that. This meant I had to go down 124 levels just to presumably, and not like guaranteed, to get to diamonds. For the purposes and dimensions of the mine, I wanted to keep a 3x3 hole down. I also wanted to have the torches be symmetrical, like every 2 blocks down I place a torch. It was hard. I was really fighting the long con right here. It was cool and all. I was mining for around 30 or 40 minutes. I was getting multiple stacks of cobblestone, which I can't really complain about. I might need them in the future. But then the worst and ugliest block to have ever come into existence started to appear out of nowhere. Granite. Who is making anything out of granite? This must have been a specific cave biome because it was a real spectacle of a mining experience. Never in my entire years of Minecraft have I seen so many stacks of granite in my inventory. It was never ending too. There were multiple back and forth trips to resupply and deposit everything. At least now I know that I have a great supply of granite whenever I might need it, I guess. Surprisingly, I didn't run into too many ores on the way down. Just the occasional 4-block iron veins. And the funny thing about that is that one time when I went to the surface, I was like, man, I'm not gonna get any diamonds because I don't have any iron to make pickaxes. So I decided to explore the mountain next to my house to see if I can find any surface level iron ores. In my mind, there had to be some iron ore because, I mean, it's a stone mountain and they usually have a couple of veins lying around. Once I reached that mountain summit, it felt like Christmas. I got like a stack and a few bunches of iron ore. Why did I even need the mine in the first place when I could just get iron up here? It's that easy. The idea that I had for the mines, or at least going down, was that I would have a railway leading to different levels on one side, and then a flight of stairs on the other. It's gonna be cool. Trust. Digging further and nearly reaching the goal Y level, I found myself in a scary, sticky situation. I was leading myself into an ancient city, or at least near an ancient city. I got real quiet at that moment, and at the time, I was just holding my breath, trying not to alarm anything, because I don't know how this biome works with the Terralith mod, so I wasn't going to take any chances with this. Maybe I'll explore it later when I have better equipment. Looking down at it though, it's pretty scary, but it's still pretty, don't get me wrong. Instead of having the staircase go straight, I diverted to the left in hopes of avoiding any more skulk interactions. It was a great success as I had reached Y level 3 or something like that before I even realized it. That's pretty much it. Mission accomplished. I avoided a potential threat there, and now I was happy that these past 30 minutes of torture were over. Now all I had to do was do some mining, try to find some diamonds. I situated myself at Y level 12 and started strip mining, as somewhat inefficient as it is in this patch of Minecraft. I kept mining for a good 100 blocks or so. Along the way, I noticed something as I was breaking the blocks. Whenever I would be near Skulk and I broke a block, I would briefly see the warden or something blue, maybe Skulk, I don't know. It was really terrifying. Nonetheless, just look at it. Do you see that? What is that? Scared for my life, I was thinking about leaving. I did. I left empty-handed and afraid of going down that strip ever again. Maybe the real diamonds were the journey and other things along the way. I had to compose myself for a minute after being demoralized of getting any diamonds. So I moved on to my next goal for today. I'm going to make a bee sanctuary. I've always liked making bee farms in Minecraft, and there's a lot of flowers to do it in this world. Throughout my many years in Minecraft, I don't think I've ever made a proper building for my bees either. They're usually just strung around in the trees. I just collect their honey. I like them roaming free, you know. That aside, I'm going to be following this tutorial, but with a little bit of a twist. I needed the building to follow suit using deep slate blocks, and the aesthetic that I already had going on. Basically the same deal with the mineshaft and stuff. Now the hardest part of this build was all the glass and planning where the campfires would go so the bees don't die in the campfires. The building itself was straightforward. It's a small dome. During the building process, I had to go on 3 separate trips to get some sand. It wasn't easy to look for, but luckily there was just a river full of it. I just had to use the door technique to gather it. I also had to smelt it, which meant gathering tons of coal. The changes I made from the original building was this roof-like rim and the deep slate blocks intersecting. This deep slate I got from my newly installed mineshaft, and I knew I'd use it somehow. All because I didn't want to keep getting deep slate from the mountain and making it look ugly. I finished the build and I was quite pleased with how it looked. The real problem was the interior. In the video tutorial that I was watching, they made one side of the dome a farm, which is not what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to make a bee farm, people. So instead, I went ahead and started assembling a small pond there. I tried making the pond to the best of my ability and whatever materials I had. I think I'll spruce it up later once I get to the nether and have all that glowstone and stuff. On the other hand, my bee farm was looking pretty good. I lost 2 bees in a terrible accident, but that's fine. I just gotta make them multiply, you know? The bee empire will become unstoppable real soon. I mean, they're already living the life. I mean, look at what I built. It's gorgeous. That was a nice relaxing build. At least I had one goal of mine done and over with. I just needed to finish the other one. I traversed into the mine again, but this time I took a stop at Y level 5. I took a left and started stripping. And I'm not talking about taking clothes off. I was stripping like there was no tomorrow. But then that's when I encountered the craziest cave I've ever seen yet. It felt almost evil to be there. You could probably just feel the villainous vibes of it all just by looking around. There was skulk all over the place, and then there was magma and lava spewing all over. Tell me this wasn't just a death trap waiting to happen. Instead of running from whence I came, I wanted to see this one through. Hey look, there was even a mineshaft above. That's great. I tiptoed my way to avoid the skulk. I stopped this lava source and carefully made my way around the rocks. This led to a deeper, bottomless pit to the ancient city. At least I was pretty sure that the ancient city was just a drop away. I looked around a bit because surely there would be 1 or 2 diamonds. In the distance, a glint of that nice bluish green color. The diamonds I was looking for were just a little bit far from me. If I had a bucket of water, this task would be a little bit easier. And there was a water source, but I was not going to risk my life going down into that ancient city for that. I ditched the idea of getting those diamonds across from me, and I decided that I would only get them once I had a water bucket to save me. Then I turned left, and there it was, a whole different vein of diamond. This vein of diamond was what made this whole adventure worth it. Nine whole diamonds from that one vein. It was a miracle. I wondered how many the other vein had, but for now, it was time for me to skedaddle and get these diamonds back home before I die. With the diamonds I recently got, I made a diamond pickaxe and fancy leggings. I had to put these up somewhere. With all these goals accomplished and dealt with, it's time to begin making a cool nether portal and explore a bit of the nether. I'm happy that I was able to do all the things that I said I would today. So thanks for watching. If you like videos like this and would like to see more like it, then consider subscribing.